welcome to the opening of this reading vlog. This is for the Cozy Little Readathon, hosted by Soleil at Little Readers Corner. She's one of my dear friends, and I'm so proud of her for putting this on, and it's just the perfect readathon to get me back in the mood of vlogging. I obviously haven't been vlogging very much. I actually have vlogged 2 other vlogs that I ended up not finishing editing, and I haven't posted yet. That might eventually happen, but for now, I'm actually not at my house. I'm babysitting. I just put the kids down to bed. I brought my illustrated version of Harry Potter and we read the first few chapters and they absolutely adored it. They both were completely riveted. If you're having trouble getting your kids into Harry Potter and you want your kids to be into Harry Potter, I highly recommend the illustrated editions. So this is what I'm planning on doing for the Cozy Little Readathon. I am doing the 24-hour readathon that's going on for it. I'm going to stay up pretty late and then I'm going to try and meet up with Rachael from Rachel Marie Book Journey on her time zone, and we're going to read a little bit of Ninth House. But for the larger portion of Cozy Little Readathon, I decided to go with reading as many graphic novels off of my graphic novel haul as I possibly can. So I'll have that video linked above. You can go ahead and check that out if you want to know all of the graphic novels that I have on my book haul. However, I have read some of them so far. So these are the books I'm going to focus on, and I'm really excited about the first one. This came in the mail yesterday. This is by Yumi Yamamoto, and it's illustrated by Danny Way, and I was so excited to receive this. I received it from the author, and I will have the link down below for this book when it comes out. She's a fellow booktuber, absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of her. And then I'm going to start on Wings of Fire by T. Sutherland. Am I pronouncing that right? I apologize if I'm not. This is the graphic novel version of Wings of Fire, and it's super colorful. I'm going to check in as soon as I am finished with Yumi's graphic novel. Okay, so I just finished Always, and it was really good. I really loved it. Now, it's incredibly short, but it's meant to be because you're just getting to see like a flash and a moment in these 2 people's lives, and I really enjoyed the format. The illustrations were beautiful. You almost read it in a whisper, and then you're not reading it in a whisper. But oh my gosh, I really am so proud of Yumi because I really, really liked this. If I was to describe it without giving away the plot, you're getting to be in a room during a private conversation, a really intimate conversation, and you get a bit of the background of what's going on, but it's still just eavesdropping. Like, you can almost sense like that there's metaphors in here and how they're speaking to each other. It's not necessarily physical cold they're referring to, and it's just, I thought it was so beautiful. It's melancholy. I wouldn't say that it's sad because I think that there's enough beauty in it to label it as melancholy. One of the words in there is jaded, but I refuse. It's too on the nose. So I'm going with melancholy for this book. Yeah, good job, Yumi. Also, I was so excited. So I opened the first page. She put my name in a special like message to me with my name in it. I just thought that was so nice and courteous and like personalized. This is something I'll always hold on to, and I have finished the first on my list. I've also already finished before this readathon started, so I won't count it towards the readathon, but I've also already finished The Promised Neverland, and I'll throw a picture of it up there since it's at my house, but I absolutely adored it. It was so messed up. I got to page, I think it's 30 or 50, but you know the exact moment, if you've read that book, I screamed. I was like, what? I had no idea what this book was about going into. I will have trigger warnings listed for it down below. So if you have certain triggers towards violence or violence towards children, go ahead and take a look down below, and I'll have a short description of what kind of violence takes place without any of the plot details. Okay, so I'm now going to start Wings of Fire. I don't know how far I will get into it, but I will let you know how I'm liking it as I go along without doing a filming montage. Instead, I'm just gonna pop. I'm on page whatever, so stay tuned. Ooh, okay, not even on page 1, and I love a good map. That's always how I want to start a story out, is with a map at the front. I already love this. All I've read so far is the prophecy and the prologue. The prophecy was really cool, and I love a good prophecy with like a riddle attached to it, so I can like slowly figure it out as I go. And then I just watched a little dragonette hatch, and I'm already smitten. Also, I'd like you to meet Charlie. Charlie! Oh well, I guess you don't get to meet Charlie. Oh my goodness. The way that they are explaining the background and the exposition is so freaking adorable. I already love all these dragons. They are amazing and cute. The illustrations are so clever. I knew that they were vivid and really colorful. At one point, they are giving the exposition by playing pretend as the dragons. And so you have the dragons on the wall that they are pretending to be. And then at one point, they're illustrated like the dragons on the wall. It's really freaking cute. I'm not going to update for a while because I want to get a better feel of where the story is going. I'm currently on page 20 and it is a 200-page graphic novel. So if I keep updating you, I won't get anywhere. So unless it's something really amazing, I'm tuning out. I'm at page 113. It's entertaining, really quick to read, and it's not overly cheesy or childish in its dialogue. I think so far my favorite dragon is Starflight. They are very scholarly and have scrolls that they like to read and study all the time. I'm gonna keep reading this. I think I'm actually gonna be able to finish it before the parents get home. And then once I'm finished with this, I'm going to continue by reading The Girl from the Other Side. This is another Nagabe. I have read a different book by Nagabe and I really liked the art style and I liked the way it was written, but the storyline itself wasn't my favorite. They were short stories. So I will get to this one in a bit and describe the premise for you, but for right now I'm sticking with my dragonettes. Okay, I made it back home, and I'm happy to be home. I'm actually feeling pretty awake, so I'm just gonna keep reading. I did get a little bit further in Wings of Fire, but I have a little bit left. I'm going to finish that up, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on it, and move on to the next, because the night is young. Okay, so I have finished Wings of Fire, and it was awesome. I wasn't quite sure as the front cover did seem pretty cartoonish, but upon reading it, I found I wasn't really thinking about it being cartoonish anymore. It didn't seem juvenile. In the drawings, there were some pretty graphic moments in it, and the ending actually made me definitely want more. I really can't imagine leaving it off here, and I'm really excited to pick up the next one. Yay! I actually can't really think of a negative for this book. I tried to come up with one, and I really ended up only coming up with more positives, including the fact that it definitely deals with some really important themes having to do with like different cultural perspectives and like respecting each tribe's rules and laws. One type of dragon has monthly mating rituals, and so it seemed really foreign to another type of dragon, and there was a couple other things in there where as you learned about each dragon tribe's culture, you understood more about these individual characters and these individual dragonettes. I think I'm actually going to just give this 5 out of 5 stars. I really want to pick up the next one, and I couldn't find anything wrong with it, so that was a success story. The Promised Neverland was one I started and finished before this vlog started, but I can say for certain that this book definitely drew me in. I spoke about it earlier, and again, I don't really have anything to add because spoilers. I'm moving on, but I'm counting this one finished because it was indeed in my book haul. The next book I'm picking up is The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe, and I would like to try and finish this one tonight, but we shall see. It really depends on how much dialogue is in it. Okay, I'm about halfway through. This is definitely a quick read. If you are looking to fulfill your Goodreads goal, this definitely can be a contributor. I most certainly like it better than the Wise Wizards of Wizarding I don't remember the name of it, but I definitely like it better than his other manga that I read. This book is really quiet and soft and kind of relaxing. Something is brewing outside of just their happy, peaceful world that they have built. The only critique I have so far is part of the plot seems like one character is lying to another for plot reasons, and it's just not strong enough for me, but their dialogue and the pictures itself and the mystery of this world is really intriguing to me, so I'm gonna keep going, and I am looking forward to what's going to happen next. Finished it. This was really good. Very different from his other book. I ended up really enjoying it. I don't think that the lie that is in it is necessary. I feel like it would have been sad and fine and just golly gee good as it was. But it's fine. I still enjoyed it. It didn't really hinder my experience at all, and the ending was really good. It was very much so a cliffhanger because there's this message that's really built up throughout the entire book, and then you get to the end and you're like, what? Roughly going to be giving this probably a 4.5 out of 5 5 stars. Almost perfect. The books I finished during the 24-hour readathon for the Cozy Little Readathon was not technically The Promised Neverland, but it is in my pile. Always by Yumi Yamamoto, and I'm really excited that I got this one. Thank you again, Yumi, for giving me the chance.
I didn't realize till after that I watched past the light.
It's okay. Watching you crawl across the floor made up for it. And then I read Wings of Fire by Tutti Sutherland. I feel like I'm saying the first name wrong, so correct me in the comments if there's a better way of saying this name, because I feel like I'm struggling. And then finally I'm finishing off before going to sleep The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe. So I feel like this is pretty good for an evening. I'm feeling pretty accomplished. I'm gonna get some sleep, wake up, read some of Ninth House. I also have Children of the Whales by Abi Umeda, The Witch Boy, and this is by Molly Knox Ostertag, and On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. I will be surprised if I finish On a Sunbeam, as it is huge, but it would also be really exciting, so root for me, but don't expect to actually do it. Alright, I am headed to bed and I will see you in the morning. Okay, so I totally slept in, which was not part of the plan, but we are just going to roll with it. I'm gonna get some coffee first and then I'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm refreshed, ready, and rejuvenated. I have some chai tea. I already had some coffee this morning, grabbed some chai afterward because I want to keep lightly caffeinated throughout the day. But also this seemed more cozy for the Cozy Readathon. It's a heritage chai tea, and the only place I've been able to find it is at the Heritage Coffee Shop in Alaska. So my mom brought it back when she moved back here, and I'm pretty excited about it because I haven't had this taste since I was in Alaska last, which was a vlog a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Rachel's finishing up her cozy evening, doing her own thing, and until then, where did the books go? How do I end up so unprepared? And while I wait for her, I'm just gonna read some of The Witch Boy. It's about the exact same amount as Wings of Fire. Panels are actually a little bit bigger, so it might even take me less time. All I know so far is that our main character, Aster, grows up in a family of witches where females predominantly get to practice witchcraft and the males in the family have to become shapeshifters. He has a knack for magic, and we're going to kind of see how that's useful and what kind of barriers he can break down. If you have watched any of my recent videos, you'll know how I feel about this subject matter and it being so limited to just females in witchcraft. I really want to see where it goes, especially since I one day want to have children, and regardless of who they are or who they decide to be, I want them to be able to practice if they want to and not feel in any way excluded. With such high expectations, I'm gonna get started. While this book does not feature a map, it does have a family tree that's super cute and super carved out. I really like family trees. It really helps me keep track of who is who and where they belong. So that's a point in this book's favor before it has even started. Give me a map or a family tree is essentially what I am telling you. Or in Yumi's case, a personalized letter to me inside of the book. That's also nice. This book is speaking in runes. They are answering with the runes. I don't know if they are runes that are fictional to the book. That's really exciting, and I don't know what's happening, but I love it. Okay, so I am about 111 pages in, and the story is really good. I am heavily intrigued, as well as it just being cute, and I love the magic that's in it. The author definitely added kind of their own lore to it. I can't believe I'm already halfway through, like, I don't know what's going to happen. Really like the main character, as well as, like, I can definitely see his frustration with being excluded. It's not that his family doesn't love him, they truly just don't believe it's his place, and his friend that he's made from outside of his, what I would call a coven, is really like challenging that alongside of him as she goes to public school, and she's good at a lot of different sports, but some of the time she's excluded for being a girl. So there's definitely like a comparison between how genders are dealt with like in the public school system and in general, I would say, and how this coven is dealing with it as well, and I think it's being dealt with in a really understanding way, and I will give you my final thoughts once I'm finished. This was everything I needed. I just finished this book. I absolutely loved it. There were so many cute parts and just like little details that just made it a better book. Excellent lessons, and I love the platonic friendship that was in this. Charlie, which is Aster's friend, is absolutely fantastic, and I like that not everything was settled in the end. Not everyone understood where Aster was coming from. It wasn't like a happy ending where everything was fine. I just enjoyed it. I really, really did. I'm definitely giving this 5 stars. I don't have a complaint about it. This is really great luck for graphic novels, so I'm sorry that I'm giving everything 5 stars, but I just don't have any complaints. I liked the lessons that it was teaching, and I can't wait to see how this author expands on them. She's also the artist, and I did look up an interview where she talks about the runes that she uses, and they're actually her self-created runes. She grew up doing LARPing, which is like live action role-playing, which I'm incredibly familiar with. Not getting into that. I'm going to try and start on Ninth House now. Gotta love when your battery dies mid-sentence. I'm on page 97 of Ninth House. I am really enjoying it so far, mostly just intrigued. I love Darlington. However, that's a little problematic for me right now as we find out that not everything is okay with Darlington. I feel like it's kind of like a magical realism true crime novel where the main character has suffered some sort of terrifying incident. She can see ghosts. She joins kind of a cult group at Yale University where they like track down and I think like eliminate ghosts. I'm not sure what they do with ghosts, but they're very aware that ghosts exist. And I don't know where the story's taking off from here except for somebody is missing. And our main character Alex, which is short for Galaxy, which I found amazing. And Alex is ending up in a role of power that she's not actually comfortable in and probably is uneducated in. It's really well written. I like how Leigh Bardugo writes, so I'm not really worried about that. And I know that there's some controversial moments in this book, and I don't know exactly what they are. I know people were upset with possibly either a relationship or a graphic scene, so I will put trigger warnings as I read if I come across something with triggering content, but as of right now, I don't know the trigger warnings for this book. I'm going to bug Rachel. I think it's about midnight her time, so I might not get to read with her tonight, but I'll give her a page number and let her catch up. I just looked at the Cozy Little Readathon Twitter and saw the prompts, so I'm going to admit to something right now. Even though this is like one of my favorite drinks in the entire world, I did not realize that making your favorite drink was one of the prompts. So, mission accomplished. Also, do you like my Kubo cup? It's Kubo and the 2 strings. It's my favorite Leica film. The company that makes these films are local to Portland. There's a lot of favoritism going on here, and I think that this works for the prompt definitely, but I also should have been paying attention to the fact that it was a prompt. I really only remembered that it was a 24-hour readathon and that you were supposed to read a cozy book. And I'm definitely cozy. I'm in one of my favorite sweaters. I have my cat. This is a blanket. It's a Gryffindor blanket that Sarah from Novel Serendipity made me. So I'm definitely doing the cozy readathon, but I should pay more attention to the prompts. Let's get some of this book done. Because I'm now on chapter 10. It's about 165 pages in. I don't want to get too far ahead of Rachel. It's not her fault that she's sleeping. I am definitely more intrigued than when I started, since I started reading tonight. Before, I was just kind of trying to understand what was going on, and I realized that trying to understand how people are interconnected in the magic system is not the first thing you should be understanding. It's kind of like the timeline and what is going on plot-wise, and I think it's a slow build as far as how you find out how these characters interact and their place within this world. There is definitely a magic system here, and there are definitely trigger warnings in this book. Major trigger warning on there for pedophilia as well as rape. It's a pretty graphic chapter, like it's an entire chapter. If you're interested in skipping the chapter, I will put the chapter down below. That doesn't mean it's not going to be referenced throughout the book. It's her trauma and it's something she's dealing with throughout, so if it's a major trigger for you that you don't think you can bypass, then I'd skip this one. god. I've read until my fire faded, so I'm going to actually just let it kind of simmer with embers. It's giving off plenty of heat. I am definitely feeling very cozy, but also very hungry. So I'm going to have some guacamole and chips and make a gingerbread house. This night is still going exactly how I would like it to go, so it's still cozy, still wonderful. Okay, I know the lighting's not great, and this camera angle is as it is. I do have my pieces set up. Everyone seems to be doing these kits, and I'm gonna go ahead and join that bandwagon because I don't actually even really like gingerbread. I will be leaving this house at my mom's house as I know that my sister will consume anything if it has sugar in it, so I feel like it'll be in good hands if I just leave it on their table. And I'm going with a kit because I think anything I bake will definitely not like be in the shape of a house. And I'm not trying to make a fail vlog, I'm just trying to be cozy, so we're going with this. Apparently they make instructions to make gingerbread houses now, and that's neat. I snipped off a piece of plastic. I'm gonna stick the icing in and then just kind of put this bad boy together while listening to the toll. So here we go.
Surprised they didn't assign you to security detail. I'm a pastry chef, he told her. The only weapon I wield is an egg beater that would become his home. As far as he was concerned, Lenape City was as much of the world as he needed to see. But why now? The new pastry chef was supposed to be a culinary genius. Besides, Morrison could barely boil water, much less bake a souffle. Eventually, they'd realize that he wasn't the chef they thought he was. Morrison's awkwardness around the kitchen would be read as normal.
Why is this so hard? Oh god, no. Maybe I should have read the instructions. Okay, apparently I'm doing this right. I mean, oh, okay. In theory, I'm following the directions. Oh god, it's coming off the top. Okay, this is fine. Just get back in there. I think it actually had an instruction that said specifically to twist the top so that this didn't happen. I think I can still save this though. Get our hands a little, oh god, put that off to the side too. Just layer it on there. Ugh. No one's gonna see the inside of the house. Some houses just look better from the outside. Here, I'll just stick this goop. I wonder if any other people doing the Cozy Little Readathon are struggling right now, because this is getting pretty intense, and I can't assume that I'm the only one that sucks at making a gingerbread house. I'm just going to assume everyone's having these same problems, and that when I tune in on Monday to people's vlogs, I'm going to feel better about it. Can we just stay? I still have to do the roof. Hopefully my little sister eats this before watching me make it. Okay. All right. Let's get a little bit of stickiness going. I have not meant for it to go this way. Oh, okay. I'm defying gravity here. That's what's wrong. I need to just flip this over on its side. We're ready for that. We need some on the bottom because it's a smooth foundation. You know, you gotta have a smooth foundation for your home. I should not be giving advice right now. That's secure. I can no longer listen to my audiobook, by the way. I have to give this my full focus, especially since intense things are happening on the toll, by the way. I won't give anything away whatsoever. I'll just say I'm constantly freaking out about the toll. I feel like this series has been really consistent. I have had moments where I'm like, where is this story going? And then Neil just never falters. Like, I just trust him to write a good story because at the end of each one, I've been like, wow, okay. I haven't gotten to the end of the toll yet, but if Rachel's reaction is any indication, as she thought she was going to DNF it, then give it 3.5 stars, and then she finished it giving it a 5-star, then I'm pretty sure that I will give it a 5-star, as I've enjoyed it the whole way through. If this was a book prompt, I would say that the toll would be like a metaphor for life and like what it means to live and what death means, and just exploring human nature. I can't do this with icing on my hands. I can't even have my chips and guacamole because I can't pick up a chip. All right, I'm gonna start on the next side. See, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. And then when all else fails, I just glop. I will say they were generous on the icing. I have not been found wanting yet. Oh, okay. I just had icing fall onto the floor. Please glop. Ta-da! We're one step closer to whatever this is. I was expecting this to be something really like cute and nice on my mom's table for when they got home after I was done house sitting. Now I realize I will just be leaving them with this mess. It's starting to break. I need to just a little bit of force. If your gingerbread house starts to fall apart, you just force it back together. Like anything in life. Oh crap, I forgot about the icing from earlier. Cat, nope. No. Is this the most stressful thing you guys have watched like all holiday season? Let me know in the comments below. All right, I have the sides. All I have to do is put the roof on, and then after the roof is on, I decorate it. I have these cute little candy canes that it came with. These candy balls. There's fondant in here, but I think I'm just going to not. And then there's these gummy things, but I hate these, so I'm not putting them on there. We are now in the roofing step. I'm just gonna keep outlining. I've completely outlined it. What? It doesn't fit. This is the roof. We're gonna go this way. I'm going to just really decorate this and no one will care because it's gonna be so decorated. There we go. Spiral, little squiggle. Smiley face. One side decorated, not too shabby. On this side, why wouldn't I put a cat? You can tell that's a cat. Let's just... Because there's gaps in my roof, I'm just gonna fill it with candy canes. That doesn't even need glue. I mean, frosting. This is turning out better than, well, I actually thought this was gonna turn out pretty amazing to begin with because I bought a kit, but now I realize this is going to turn out better than I thought it was going to once the first layer of piping went on. I really, really want this guacamole. Just sprinkle some of these on top just because, you know, it's meant to be fun. And this is already, you know, a lost cause. So we're not trying too hard anymore. We're just trying to give it pops of color. Okay. Front door, let's give it a, what do you think, a blue doorknob? Now to do a really, like, nice shot. So I can show. Folks, I have made something that resembles a house out of gingerbread. Go Cozy Little Readathon. Yeah, definitely not gonna eat this. I'm just gonna leave it on my mom and sister's table, and I'm sure my little sister will eventually eat it, and it usually takes her a week or so to watch my videos anyway. So, sorry, Dee. A few things have happened since I last saw you. First off, yes, those are hot Cheetos. Yes, I've been consuming them. Second, it is 3:30 in the morning. I don't do well without giving myself time limits and rules and regulations, and I am house sitting alone, therefore I forgot to go to sleep. I did edit my entire vlog though. I'm also going to be ending my vlog. Holy crap, guys, this is way too long. It's no longer the Cozy Little Readathon. If I don't end it now, it won't be the Cozy Little Readathon. It'll be the opposite of cozy big-a-thon, and it's not what I want. I also think my mind is collapsing in on itself because I'm having a hard time staying awake. Rachael and I were ships kind of passing in the night, but somehow she caught up to where I was, I caught up to where she was, and we figured it out, so now we're on the same page with Ninth House, and we're gonna talk about it more tomorrow. I did read a little bit of Children of the Whales, but I think it is too late for me because I was like not really taking in anything that was happening. I'm not going to continue reading this tonight. I'm just gonna go to bed. I appreciate you sticking around for those that did, and I hope you're enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are. And until next time, bye!